So you may or may not be wondering what's the current situation with the 80 at the moment, and since we went to Yorkshire tried to get to Yorkshire about 6 months ago.
And the layshaft's in the Gearbox shed, leaving us stranded. And we've done everything we can in the current situation due to lockdown.
So not long after we got it back in the garage and everything was stripped to pieces. All the body panels off, which are currently up there, scattered about, here, there and everywhere, there's windscreen down there. And then the gearbox came out, so that was relatively straightforward. It took a bit of tweaking just to get it to free up from the engine, but we got it out relatively straightforwardly. That was taken to bits and cleaned up pretty quickly.
The gearbox is going to have a new set of gaskets, seals and bearings just to give it a freshen up a bit. There's probably a leak here and there, so just help sort these things out whilst you're in the position.
The layshaft that had broken, which caused us to kind of not make it to Yorkshire, new one of those has been bought, so all the bits are there, it's all ready to be put back together. Went on my granddad to give a hand to put it back together. He's kind of a bit of an expert on this now, and he's been doing this sort of thing for well over 50 years, so he knows what he's doing. Once we got the gearbox out, gearbox was stripped, the engine came out because, well, you're not in this position very often, so when you're in this position you might as well, it's simple enough to get the engine out. That came out because there's a couple of things that need doing to it.
The clutch and flywheel came off and a new crank seal is going to be put in.
Whilst everything's in bits, you know, we're given it the opportunity just to kind of give it the once over. Touch of paint here and there, just the odd job.
New brake lines going on just to make a cleaner and better job of them whilst they're easy to get at.
There's not really much going on at the moment to rush it. The gearbox will be put back together relatively soon, and the engine will be going back in first. Once the engine's in, gearbox back together. They can be all dropped in and start to be.
There'll be a part 2 video of this in the not too distant future where hopefully everything gets put back together, and the plan is to get it hopefully on the road by spring, and there's lots of events lined up for the summer, so we'd like to be attending those and hopefully make some more good content.